I'm fortunate because on Saturday I got to congratulate Mo and Robbie Cano as being All-Stars, and that's always a great part of my job. But I'd like everyone to go to Yankees.com, and there's a campaign that we've started for David Robertson because he's one of the 5 finalists to get that last spot on the All-Star team, and I think he's really deserving, called High Sox for Votes. As we know, his charity is High Sox, and we'd like everyone to go on Yankees.com and vote for him.
You know, it's interesting because those guys in the past didn't really get much love for All-Star games, but they're really important members of a team. Setting up Mo is a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And, you know, a lot of times it becomes a reliever game. Some of the All-Star games are really tight, and you want the best relievers in there because starters aren't used to coming in the 4th inning. They're used to getting a full warm-up, so the relievers become very important. So we want David to go. What
does an All-Star game mean to a guy to make it?
Oh, it's a huge thrill. You know, you're being called one of the best of the best. And, you know, I got a chance to do one. A few people got hurt. I got a chance, but I didn't care, and I loved it.
Okay. Now, we have a lot of things that went on this week. One of them is a milestone for you, 600 wins. Did you ever think you'd get to 600 wins when you're sitting in the booth with us at Yes?
No, I didn't. I probably wasn't really thinking about 600. I was probably thinking about 1. But I've been very fortunate because I've been involved with some really good teams and some great players that have done a great job and a great coaching staff.
How far do you want to go? You want to go to 1,000, 1,200, 2,000?
I don't put any number on it. I don't put any limitations. You just go day by day.
All right. Another guy who reached the milestone was CC Sabathia. And, you know, if he keeps having Sabathia-type years, you could talk about him for the Hall of Fame, but he got his 200th win.
Yeah, and I think that's really important for CC to get that out of the way because, you know, no matter how much you try to put that out of your mind, friends are calling, people are texting, good luck on 200. And it's impossible to ignore it. You're going to be asked about it a lot. So, I mean, what he's accomplished in this amount of time is really amazing, and the importance of him to our staff has been tremendous.
How different is he this year than you've seen him in the past? Is he a different pitcher?
Well, I mean, he doesn't quite have the same velocity, but that's went down a tick every year. But I still think he's the ultimate competitor. He finds a way to get it done, and that's what we love about him.
All right, coming into the week, Joe, your team had lost 5 in a row and did not look good doing it, and all of a sudden you go to Minnesota and you reel off 4 in a row. Was it a combination of you guys just play well against the Twins, whether they're good, bad, whatever, or was it just time to break out?
Well, I think it was probably a little bit of both. You know, there's a lot of new faces, so you can't say that there's a history.
Right.
You know, because a lot of the guys we're running out there weren't around when we were playing the Twins the last few years. And it seems like a lot of those games are close, very similar to the games we play with Baltimore. But we had 4 good wins. Everyone contributed. Vernon Wells got going on that trip for us. And a lot of guys, and Robbie Cano had an incredible trip. And even, you can go back to the weekend in Baltimore before that, he's been really hot.
There have been ebbs and flows on the season, as there are in most seasons. How do you keep your team confident after they get swept 3 in a row by the Orioles in Baltimore?
Well, they're very professional about how they go about their work, and I've been proud of them. They don't get down. We have a lot of veterans still, and we have some young kids playing, but we have a lot of veterans that have been through the ups and downs during a season or during a month or whatever you want to say, and they understand that, hey, it's part of the game. Everyone's going to go through losing streaks. I mean, that's just part of it. And, you know, try to stop it and get back to playing good baseball.
Before the last game against the Twins, as you mentioned, Cano was red hot. 6 in a row he'd hitting over 500. Central Park Beer League. How is he that good at times?
You know, I don't know, but I love when he's on those streaks because he can carry a club, and he did that. He really got us going, and in one game he put out a reach with a 3-run homer late in the game. He put us ahead in another game, and he's just such a good hitter. I think he's around 60 RBIs now. He's on pace to have 110, 115, and have another great year.
Wondering about him, and I wonder about this sort of situation. He still doesn't have great protection behind him because, you know, Hafner's hitting under 230. How much is it the guy's responsibility? He's the best player on the team. Okay, I've got to expand the strike zone in order to get something to hit. Or do you say, just take the walk and pass the baton?
No, I think there are times where you're going to say, you know what, you might have to expand a little bit to drive the run in. That's the bottom line. That's how good you are. And you know, because I've seen him hit balls this far off the plate, you know, for doubles. I mean, I've seen him do it. But what you don't want him to do is chasing balls that he can't hit. And he understands that. And at times I'm sure he gets a little frustrated, but I think he's handled it well.
All right. In Minnesota, more turnover. I mean, you've had so many shortstops and third basemen. Jason Nix, a guy who's been a good player for you, hurts himself.
Yeah, he hurt his hamstring, and you know, he's going to be out for a little while here. The double that he hit in one of the games, I think it was on Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it was on Wednesday, and he had to accelerate into the bag at second base and hurt his hamstring. So he's going to be down for a while. We pick up Luis Cruz from the Dodgers, who had a tremendous year for him last year. He hit about 290 with about 40 RBIs, and he responded pretty quickly. Had a couple doubles in the game on Thursday. I think he had an RBI on Friday night. Had an RBI on Saturday. So he's done a good job, and he can play a very good shortstop or third base.